friends, it's Rana, and today, as you may have known already, that I gave up on my zero TBR challenge a while ago, and since then I accumulated a lot of books and I'm reading very slowly, so I have many books on my TBR shelves right now. So today I'm here to check each one of them, give you some idea about them and why I purchased them, and to see how many books I have now on my TBR shelves since I gave up on my zero TBR challenge and since I became a very slow reader. Just a bit after I gave up on my zero TBR challenge, I decided to put all my unread books in one place on these two top shelves here to just visualize what I have, because when they are scattered all over my bookshelves, I kind of get to forget about them. So when I put them in one place, it haunted me a little bit of how many books I actually have that I haven't read yet. I put them all on these two shelves in addition to 7 volumes below here. I'm gonna show you them at the end of the video. Let's start with the English bookshelves. As you may see that it is a little bit crowded in here because I bought a lot of books lately. Let me remove what I have here. Little Mr. Naruto, Totoro, and this little reading frog. I have this on my TBR shelf because reminding myself that time is moving and I'm not reading my books. Let's start with this one. It is one of my most recent purchases. There was this like a big garage sale that the Caucasian community here in Amman that held every year, once a year on a Friday. And I went there for the first time this year and I bought 6 books for 10 JD, which was very cheap. One of them is this one. This was the most expensive and it was for 5 JD. I understand that because it is a hardback cover. It is The Warmth of Other Suns, The Epic Story of America's Great Migration by Isabel Wilkerson. I had my eye on this book for so many years, but I was a little bit intimidated by it and I didn't see it anywhere. So I didn't buy it or was encouraged to read it by anyone. So when I saw it, I said to myself, why not? Let's do it. Funny thing when I see other girly pop booktubers doing bookshelves tours and whatever, they are always like down there and they can't reach the upper shelves, and I'm here like nearly as tall as my bookshelves. Tall girl problem. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this is a second-hand edition of An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I bought it because it was also for very cheap and I heard many things about this series. Many people love it and it is slowly getting back the hype. Some people are picking it up again and loving it as much as they did a few years back. So why not? Let's try it. It doesn't have this cover, but I don't really care that much because the color is pretty. Next we have Tris of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. It is the only book of Brandon Sanderson that I will read after I decide to stop reading his books, because I already have it and I already bought it and it is not in the Stormlight Archive series. That's why I'm giving it one last chance by reading this one, and that's it. No more Brandon Sanderson for me. Next we have A Triple Kindness by Jo Browning-Rowe. It's been a while for this book. I have it here on my shelves. I actually have it also on my 5-star prediction list. I talked about it a few times here on my channel, so I'm not gonna talk about it again. It is a literary fiction book with a bit of mystery, I believe, and I bought it solely because I like the cover. The yellow bright cover with the kids on the front and him grown up at the back. After that we have The Red Tent, another second-hand book I have here by Anita Diamant. Historical fiction book tackling a lot of things about Christianity and whatnot, recommended to me by 2 old cute ladies. After that we have this box set of Joe Abercrombie's First Law trilogy. I didn't read any of these books. I have it on my also 5-star prediction list. I believe that I'm gonna love the series because many people compare it to the Gentleman Bastard series with the dark themes and dark sense of humor. So I'm really excited for it. But as we said, the reading slump is kicking my ass and I don't feel like reading any fantasy. It's been like a year since I enjoyed any fantasy. That's why I am pushing back reading it because I don't want to read it at the wrong time and hate it. That's why it is still unread. Then we have these two Penguin classics. This one, I believe it is the oldest book I have on my TBR shelf. Age-wise and how many years it has been on it. It is the Metamorphosis by Ovid. Still haven't read it. Started reading it, like I read 2 pages and stopped. Because again, not in the mood for anything. And this one, The Aeneid by Virgil. This one, it was on my wish list for Secret Santa last year and my colleague bought it for me. It is a pretty book again. Didn't attempt to read it at all, but I wanted to collect these 2 books in this editions. Another fantasy book, and it is The Adventures of Amina Al-Sirafi by S.A. Chakraborty or Shannon Chakraborty. She is going with Shannon Chakraborty lately. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous cover. I love it. The edition, the spine, very pretty. This is a fantasy book about an older Muslim woman pirate, and that was all I need to hear to pick it up. Then we have here The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. This one I got for a birthday gift from my sister because we have been eyeing this series lately and many people very highly recommend it. Every British person I ever saw on the internet loved this book, loved this series. That's why she bought it for me as a gift. Still haven't read it because I don't know why I'm keeping it unread, even though I'm very excited for it to watch the movie too. It has now a movie on Netflix that I really need to watch. Then we have the second book in this series, Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. I read the first book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, a few years back, and I still haven't read the second book. Will do soon, I don't know when. I think the Thursday Murder Club is higher on my priority list than this one. Then we have The Book of Disquiet by Fernando Pessoa. This one I bought for my Reading Around the World challenge. I believe it has a sense of humor. It is considered a classic. Ooh, the author's photo is on the inside. Am I moving too much? I'm sorry about that. This is my first time filming while standing up and I don't know what to do with myself. That's why I'm moving a lot. Okay, then we have these 2 books that I also bought from the garage sale. And it is Quiet Power by Suzanne Cain. I've been eyeing this book for years because I'm an introvert. I don't seem like an introvert if you see me on my YouTube videos, but in real life, when I meet some new people, I am quiet as hell until I get comfortable with them and I feel that they have the same vibes as me. Then I become really loud, but at first I'm really quiet. That's why I am interested in reading about growing up as an introvert in a world that can't stop talking. The other book is Wild Swans, 3 Daughters of China by Zhong Shan. I believe it is a true story about these 3 Chinese sisters. This one, Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kagukushi. It is a very, very popular series on the internet and in real life. Everybody seems to love this. And I attempted to listen to the audiobook a few years back and I didn't really enjoy the narrator. That's why I gave up on it after like 5 minutes in. And then I bought it for my sister because she wanted to read it and she already read it. And I put it on my TBR shelf to read too because she said it was a good. You can see without me removing these books that most of them are non-fiction classics and some literary fiction books. One of the classics we have here, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet because I'm already familiar with the story and it is pretty short, and it is The Fall of Icarus by Ovid. Pretty self-explanatory. 4321 by Paul Auster. I'm not very sure what this book is about. I believe it is like historical fiction, multi-generational or something like that. I actually mistook this book for The Warmth of Other Suns because I don't know why. I felt like the covers are similar, so I thought that this one is that one when I bought it until I came back home and read the back of it. But I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. It is a Man Book Prize winner of 2017, so it won't be that bad. Then we have two Shakespeareans, King Lear and A Midsummer's Night Dream. I love these editions, that's why I bought them. Still haven't read them yet. The second oldest book on my bookshelves, and the one that I am finding it hard to give up on. It is a classical literature by Richard Jenkins. Said it many times on this channel. I bought it for an essay that I was planning to write on my senior year of uni, and I changed the topic because my professor requested something else from me. That's why I didn't read it and I didn't write the essay. But I don't want to really give up on it. That's why it is still on my shelves. Longitude by Dava Sobel, a nonfiction book about the genius who solved the greatest scientific problem of his time. Second book, a second-hand purchase. I liked the cover and I bought it. Hidden Figures by Margaret Lee Shickley. I know it is a true story. I know that it has been turned into the movie, and I've been excited to read it for a while now, and I'm by accident bought the young readers edition of it. But oh well, I'm gonna read it anyway. The Collected Poems of W.B. Yeats. Did I buy an poet's collection just because I liked one poem? Yes, I did. I'm not gonna mention you what the poem that I like by him, but it is one of my all-time favorite poems. When I read it, I'm gonna talk about it. Do No Harm by Henry March. I was planning to read it this month, November, for nonfiction November, but because I'm on a reading slump, I don't feel like reading anything, especially not nonfiction books, and I didn't feel like participating in nonfiction November this year for the first time in like 5 years. So I didn't read it yet. Agatha Christie, The Murder at the Vicarage. Still haven't read it. A murder mystery book by the Queen of Murder Mystery. The Woman Warrior by Maxine Hong Kingston, a memoir of a girlhood among ghosts. Sorry. I'm starting to slowly lose hope for this book because I'm not feeling I want to read it anytime soon, but I love the cover. That's why I'm trying to find the time to give it a chance at least to read a chapter and see if I'm gonna enjoy it or not. Shall I do that? Try a chapter video to see what book I'm gonna vibe with and read to get myself out of a reading slump? Sounds like a good idea. Interpreter of Melodies by Jhumpa Lahiri. Short story collections by this author. She is winner of the Pulitzer Prize. You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I bought this because a girl at the charity book sale recommended it to me, and I felt a little bit shy and awkward, saying no, I'm not gonna buy your recommendation. So I bought it for 1 JD. I'm gonna give it a chance, of course. Have a Little Faith by Mitch Albom. Very known author. I only read his 5 People You Meet in Heaven's book and bought it because I enjoyed that one. Then found out that he is, I believe, Zionist. So I don't know if I'm gonna read it in the end or not. Hidden Valley Road by Robert Colker. It is a non-fiction book about this family that has like many children. 10 children, I believe, with all of them who suffer from, I believe, schizophrenia. And this book talks about them. Robin by Dave Itzkoff. I bought it because I love Robin Williams, and I didn't have the heart to read it after his death, even though I want to know more about his life. It is the 3rd oldest book on my TBR, and I don't think I'm gonna read it anytime soon, maybe in 2026. Then we have Homo Deus. Anyway, by Yuval Noah Harari. It is the 2nd book by him after Sapiens. Sapiens talked about the past. This one, I believe, talks about the future. Sapiens was a very, very slow read for me. I enjoyed the start of it and a bit of the middle and hated the end. And I purchased this book before I hated the end of that book. let's hope it won't be as bad. I know many people have some takes about Yuval Noah Harari and documentation of history and information. His books are still interesting. I don't have to believe everything in it, but I'm gonna read it. The Girl from Aleppo, another book that I was planning to read this November for Nonfiction November, before the reading stop hit me so hard. The Orphan Master's Son by Adam Johnson. This book, I heard about it, vaguely heard about it, and during my shopping at the charity book sale, I read the back of it, and it sounds so interesting. It is currently my most interesting book on my shelves. I really want to read it as soon as possible. Only if I had the willpower to read more. The Blue Between Sky and Water by Suzanne Abdulhawa. I am not sure what this book is about, but I believe it is about historical fiction set in Palestine, like her most other books. The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Johnson. Another book that I don't know a lot about, but I bought solely because of the title and because I heard that it is funny. Atonement by Ian McQueen, a book that turned into a movie that everyone rave about and says that it is very, very good book and movie. I didn't read it, didn't watch the movie. I have absolutely no idea what is it about, except that it has the theme of war in it, and I'm happy that I haven't been spoiled for it for these many years. Please don't change that in the comments. A Fine Balance, a historical fiction book set in India, following a family, I believe. So these were all of my English books on my TBR. Let me put them back together, not like they were before exactly. So let's go for the Arabic bookshelf. I'm gonna mostly talk about these books and their Arabic titles. If I felt like translating the titles below, I'm gonna do that, but I don't think so. Let's start with the most recent purchase on the shelf, Khalil Aziz Napoleon by Ahmed Haidari. This one is translated from Persian. It is written by an Iranian author. I'm not sure what is it about, but it is very highly recommended by one of my Instagram people that I follow, and it is a very huge book. But people say that it is funny and very informative, so that's why I bought it in the last garage sale. It is 783 pages. Not gonna read it anytime soon, but here we are. Let's start with these ones. The one we have here is كأن لا تحتمل خفته by Milan Kundera. It is a book translated originally in English. It is called The Unbearable Lightness of Being. I'm not pretty sure what is it about. It is just very popular, and I recently got to know that it has romance in it. Hopefully it is good. زمن الخيول البيضاء by Ibrahim Nasrallah, one of the most popular Palestinian novels. It is the second in series, but you don't have to read them in order, and this one is the most popular. It is the second book. That's why I have it. I had my eye on it for years now, but it will have its time. It will have its time. The author recently even won a very major award internationally. It is in English, I think, The Time of White Horses. And we have these three books in a series. أسفار مدينة الطين by سعود السنوسي, the same author of The Bamboo Stalk that was translated to English. This one is a pretty new series of his, and I don't believe that it has been picked up for translation yet. The first book is سفر العباءة, the second سفر التبة, and the third سفر العنفوس. I'm not sure what the titles are translated in Arabic even, what they mean or what they reference in the story. That's why I'm not gonna attempt to translate them. After this we have نهاية رجل شجاع by Hanna Mina, a Syrian novel. And this one I bought because I'm participating in a book club, and this one is our pick for, I believe, December. This one we have is في بيت أحمد أمين by Hussein Ahmed Amin. I'm not sure what this book is about because I won it from Shaman Library as a gift for participating in a reading challenge, and they gave everyone this copy of this book. I think it is a memoir of someone called Ahmed Amin, and the person who wrote this book is his son, based on the names. Then we have امرأة عند نقطة الصفر by Nawal Saadawi. This one is translated into English actually. Woman at point zero. The author, she is one of the most controversial figures in Egypt because she talks about women's rights and whatnot, but she also have some people call her atheist, but I never heard her say anything against religion as far as I saw from her videos. So I'm gonna try read her most famous work. It is very short, so I think I'm gonna read it soon. Then we have something that I never read before, and it is a fantasy book, fantasy Arabic book called Ikaduli by Dr. Hanan Lashin. She's also Egyptian, and it is part of a trilogy, I believe, but I only picked the first book to try it out first. Samarkand by Amin Malouf. It is also in English called Samarkand by Amin Malouf. A novel by this Lebanese author. He's very famous. I read a book by him before that I found it to be good, but this one is very popular and I want to see what is it about. It is one of my school's all friends' favorite book. Then we have Chunky Boy, and it is Danishmend by Ahmed Faliddin. This is a new novel that won an award or was nominated to win an award. It is about the life of a very scientist, or you can say Sheikh Abu Ahmed Ghazali. I'm not familiar of anything about him, but I bought this book because it is well praised and it has a pretty blue cover. Yes, inshallah, like that. Another book that I'm afraid that I'm gonna hate, called Mautun Saghir by Muhammad Hassan Alwan, or in other words, Small Death. It is also very popular, but one of my online friends commented that it is similar to a book that I hated in the past, and I have a 1-hour rant video about it. So when she said that, I got scared that I'm gonna hate this one too. Al-Tanturiyya by Radu Ashur, a novel talking about this massacre that happened in a small village called Al-Tanturiyya in Palestine. I can't remember which year, and it talks about that massacre. It is a very hard read, as people tell me, but I'm gonna read it anyway. Because it is very important to read history. Not just our history, anyone's history, the world's history. We have to know what people did to other people. Don't stay ignorant. Read الطريق إلى مكة by Leopold Weiss or Muhammad Asad. A book about this author. Where is he from? I don't know. He is a foreigner who has become interested in the Arab world and Islam, and it is his story and how he became Muslim, I believe. It is in English called The Road to Mecca. Then we have قراءة الطي by Buthayna Al-Isa, a book by this Kuwaiti author, a novel talking about human trafficking, I believe. And I don't believe it was translated to English, but I accidentally, by chance, met the author in the book fair and got her signature. After that, we have صوت في الريح by Francis Rivers. It is translated from English, and the title is The Sound in the Wind, or Sound in the Wind. It is the first book in a series. I only found this one, and I have yet to read it. وعاظ السلاطين by Dr. Ali Al-Wardi. I mistakenly said that he is Syrian in my last book haul video, and people corrected me 1,000 times that he is Iraqi actually. So I'm sorry about that. He is Iraqi. الدواء والدواء by الإمام محمد بن أبي بكر بن قيم الجوزية. How can I explain this book? I myself don't know what is it about exactly, but it is an Islamic self-help book, kinda, I believe. شموع النهار by Abdullah bin Salih al-Ajeri, a book about religion, atheism in the modern age. Then we have two books from the same author, فراس السواح, الرحمن والشيطان, and القصص القرآني ومتوازياته التوراتية. I started this book, I still didn't continue it. I put it on hold for a later time, and it wasn't that good compared to his other books. I'm more excited for this one. I'm gonna read this one first. That huge first Arabic book I showed you, it has no place on this shelf, so I put it in the back until I read some books to give it a space. The last 7 volumes are down here, and I don't want to carry them because they are too heavy. They are the Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya by Ibn Kathir, a 7-volume series, a historical book, non-fiction, talking about the start of times to a specific time frame. I believe it also tackles the afterlife and whatnot. I'm not sure when will it end, but it starts with the creation of Adam. They didn't start it yet, but I'm excited for it. I've been excited for it for years, but I'm intimidated. Can I show you without destroying the frame? Oh. Here they are. These 7 volumes. Let me just count how many books I have, because I forgot to count while filming. By the way, I have 2 books right there that I'm currently reading. Would you like to know what they are? Yes, let me show you. I'm currently reading Aesop's Fables. Yeah, and a collection of stories by Franz Kafka and the Metamorphoses. I finished like half of it. I finished the Metamorphoses and enjoyed it so much, but I'm not really that interested in the other stories, but I'm gonna slowly read them by the end of this year. I'm gonna finish it, inshallah. So let's count them. 40 English books and 29 Arabic books. So in total, 69 books? Okay. And if we're gonna count the 2 unread books, there are 71 books I have on my shelves unread. That's a scary number that I have never reached in my whole entire life. So I'm gonna stop buying books for a while, hopefully, and start trying to read more. Let's push myself out of this reading slump that has been going on for 11 months now. I hate standing up for many hours. Now my legs are hurting. I like running, standing for too long. Anyway, this was all for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe to see my future videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!